Hey everyone, Tuesday update, Tony George, big update. We're going to have a little discussion about survivor pools at the end of the video and give you some numbers that are going to freak you out. We're going to give you a update on the Red Rock videos that Scott Spreitzer and I do. But update right up front, two of them actually. The most important one is that we have a 7-unit top play in the WNBA Finals Game 2. We won Game 1. We have a very detailed write-up from my WNBA capper on this game. Of course, you've seen a podcast with Tim Fines, who is out of Atlantic City, who does the WNBA, who's managed to go 63.7% on the year in the WNBA. 7-unit top play, Doc Sports. You want to get it for free? You have a rough weekend of football? I had a rough Sunday. I had a decent Saturday, but make up some money tonight. This is a top pick. These are rare. We had 10 or less, probably less than 10 top picks all year long. 7-unit, pull the trigger. WNBA, Doc Sports, free $60. Link in the description below. You've never been a member. Daily packages are $30. You have $30 left over. You invest 30 that we give you for free, and you win a 7-unit play. You're watching a sports handicapping video to make money, right? Just FYI. Also, podcast, The Vegas Beat, today, 1 Central, live, myself, Doug Upstone. A quick weekend recap, just a couple of highlights, and then we're going to go in rapid-fire succession right down the board in the NFL. The NFL card this weekend, beginning with a huge game on Thursday night with Kansas City, my beloved Chiefs, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Wow. 2 Monday Night Football games this week. I did an opening NFL line report yesterday. The video's on this page. Watch it. I gave you a few early leans. Candid, raw, unfiltered, and just the very first time that I saw the lines was live on the air doing that. That being said, you can check out that video podcast live at 1 Central on Twitter at TGeorgeSports or on Facebook. If you're not a Twitter guy or gal, on Facebook, everybody's got a Facebook page. You know, you got to see what your friends are, opinionating and commenting and complaining and all the drama that unfolds on Facebook. People like to live their life on Facebook. I don't. But nonetheless, it's must-see website activity on your phone or your laptop every day. See what everybody's up to. Just type in Tony George Sports. I got a group page over there. And once the show is done, they're archived there at T George Sports and on Facebook, Tony George Sports. If you can't watch it live during the day because everybody's got a job, you can watch it tonight when you get home. It'll be fun. All right, quickly, and then we'll get to a couple of notes, including a reverse line that's out in college football. I'll explain what that is that you might want to take a look at, and talk about survivor pools real quick because it was a bloodbath. And we're going to comment on last night's Monday Night Football game. I had no skin in it other than Russell Wilson over 255 yards passing on a prop bet. He eclipsed that like a mofo. But nonetheless, very quickly here, I'm going to do this short and sweet. You want a free pick? I'm taking you, Darvish, and the Padres tonight over Seattle on the road. San Diego's a better road team than our home team, in my opinion. Darvish has been dealing. I think they've won 7 out of their last 10 on the road. Seattle's hit or miss, and there's no in between with them. Both of them in their respective areas are in a wild card fight. It's going to be a great baseball game. If you like watching baseball with 2 good pitchers, Gilbert on the hill for Seattle, it'll be a good one. But at the end of the day, the run support will come from the Padres. At the end of the day, take the Padres. This is a pick 'em. This is minus 110s. I'm going to take the Padres for your free pick. Survivor. So when everybody's saying, well, you kind of had a crappy Sunday, Tony, after, won a 7-unit on Saturday and turned a profit and this, that, and the other. Yeah, we did. We did not have a good Sunday. We'll have a great Sunday this week. But last week was a little finding out. I'm in a survivor pool with about 1,100 guys. After week 1, 837 are out in the Survivor pool. I didn't get in the Sucker Survivor this year. I was in the final 200 last year here in town. I went with the millions this year instead, picking the 5 games a week with a partner of mine out here, a buddy of mine that we work together. In the Circus Survivor, first of all, the shocking news, 27 guys, that's $27,000, didn't even put their pick in. On top of that, 3,447 guys are out. Over 60% of the field in week 1. That's how crazy it was in week 1. These are not even against the spread. These are just picking a team. There was what? Let me look. Last night, 569 went out with the Denver Broncos. What a debacle. You traded Fangio for Hackett, and that's what you got for leadership? The worst clock management on the planet? I mean, forget the spread, you know. Seattle was a big play for a lot of people. I didn't have any skin in the game other than the prop bet with Russell Wilson going over on passing yards, which he blew over by almost 100 yards. I gave you a free prop bet on Twitter yesterday at TGeorgeSports. Mrs. George and I were down in Westgate. She went in and said, I want to bet something on the game. I didn't like the game. I said, here's a prop bet. Put the prop bet up on Twitter with a picture of Mrs. George. And it won for you going away. But nonetheless, why did you pay Russell Wilson, what, 40, 50 million a year at the end of the day? What's Russell Wilson's wheelhouse? Winning games in the fourth quarter with the game on the line, making miracle plays. And he's been doing it his entire career for 10 years in Seattle. What'd you do? You took the ball out of his hands. You mismanaged the clock. Your option, you thought it was a better option to try and kick a 64-yard field goal on the road than it was to put the ball in Russell Wilson's hands at 4th and 4 and make a play. When they had went right down the field on that drive. That's his wheelhouse. That's what you're paying him for. Oh, if I was a Denver Broncos fan, I'd be pissed. If I was in Survivor, one of the 569 guys in Survivor that had Denver last night, I'd be pissed. Wow. You know, and by the way, 2 turnovers inside the 1-yard line didn't help you either, Denver. Can't do that. Not on the road. You can't do it in the NFL. What did I tell you at the beginning of last week? Turnovers are going to decide 90% of these games this past weekend. Did last night. Just saying. They're going to do it again this week. But that being said, that's unbelievable. Also, reverse line. Meaning I have a team power rated higher than another team, and yet they're catching points. And that the biggest one on the board this week so far is Michigan State at Washington, catching 3.5. And I have them as a 5-point favorite. That's an 8.5-point overlay. Now, Washington has a hell of a team with Penix at quarterback, but that's a big overlay. Washington hasn't played anybody yet. Not of any substance. Can't say Michigan State has either, but man, that's a huge overlay. Just FYI. Also tomorrow, Scott Spreitzer and I return to the Red Rock Sportsbook, courtesy of Stations Casino. They host us out there, and we do a live show at 1 o'clock Pacific from the sportsbook. Tape it, put it all together with some graphics, and put it out later in the day. It'll be right here on this YouTube channel. 3 college games, 3 NFL games. Myself, Scott Spreitzer, over 65 years of combined experience in sports handicapping, coming to you live from a Las Vegas sportsbook and giving you some free play winners. So be sure and look for that on this channel tomorrow night. Best of luck here on Tuesday. Get over to Docs, get that 7-unit NBA pick.